Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, this is one of those stories that has the entire WNBA fan base talking because the reaction from Stephanie White has sparked a lot of debate online. Instead of seeing her publicly focus on Caitlin Clark following all the recent controversy, many fans noticed that she spoke in support of Alyssa Thomas, who she previously coached, as well as DeWanna Bonner. That immediately fueled discussion across social media, with plenty of people questioning whether the messaging was directed toward one group of players more than another. Now, that's where opinions begin to split. Some fans believe Stephanie White is simply standing by people she knows and respects. Others feel the timing made it look like Caitlin Clark and her supporters weren't being acknowledged the way they expected. Whether that's a fair criticism or not, it's become a major talking point. Another interesting part of this conversation is the media coverage itself. The Caitlin Clark story reached countless sports outlets, podcasts, and YouTube channels. Different networks approached the story from different angles, and that has led fans to debate how consistently these situations are covered. There's also no denying that Caitlin Clark has brought a massive audience into the WNBA. Many of those viewers are brand new basketball fans, while others have followed women's basketball for years. Sophie Cunningham has also developed a passionate following, adding even more attention to the league. For many fans, the biggest priority is simple. They want basketball to remain the main focus. They tune in to watch great players compete, exciting games, and memorable moments on the court. At the same time, others believe players and coaches should feel free to speak about issues they care about. Both perspectives exist among the fan base. The bigger question for the league is how to welcome this rapidly growing audience while also allowing players and coaches to express themselves. That's a balancing act every professional sports league faces. As the WNBA continues to grow, every public comment from figures like Stephanie White, every appearance by Caitlin Clark, and every headline involving Alyssa Thomas, DeWanna Bonner, or Sophie Cunningham will be closely analyzed by fans.
Yeah, I know. I got AB's sneakers on today. Before we start with questions, I just want to address, what's going on with AT. I think first and foremost, it's absolutely unacceptable. I think as a league, as a whole, there's been so much more toxicity, racism, homophobia, straight out like nonsense, hate nonsense, and it is absolutely unacceptable. Most of this coming from the online community. Most of this, in my heart of hearts, I believe, not coming from WNBA fans, Indiana Fever fans. I believe that this is people who are using our league, using our players to further divisive agendas. It's not acceptable. Yes, we have to continue to protect our players. We've got to continue to support our players in our league. We get to play a basketball game. And AT was exactly right. We get to play a basketball game. And yes, that's going to come with criticism. Yes, that's going to come with fans and the love-hate relationship that they have with players and teams. That is going to come. But it's not hard to not be a jerk. And if you are one of these people that are online doing this, do not call yourself a WNBA fan. Our league is about inclusiveness. Our league is about competition. Our league is about elevating women, elevating marginalized communities, including and being inclusive of all different walks of life. That is what our league has always been about from day one. That is what our league will continue to be about. And we will continue to compete at a high level, hold ourselves to a higher standard, continue to be on the forefront of social norms, and we will continue to support one another collectively as a league. Players, coaches, staff, support staff, everyone. We're about elevating. We are not about demeaning, demanding. We are not about continuing this narrative. And it's just absolutely unacceptable.
You don't coach Phoenix, but she said that she didn't even hear from the league in the process. Do you think that that's a fair way for them to have gone about this at all? That it ended like this?
No, I think obviously when there's a lack of communication, the void is filled with negativity, right? I think, being able to communicate, being able to be the one who reaches out first is important. So yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I would love if I was in that situation, I would have wanted to hear from the league. Look, none of us can control social media. The things that we can do to minimize it. Some of us are in better position than others. Myself as a coach, I don't have to get on there. Players, their brands are on there. And so it's different. It's different. And we can't control that, we know. But continuing to put whatever we can in place, I think, to support, to help. And then from a human standpoint, checking on one another. Checking on one another is important too.
She mentioned when she was with Connecticut, you were her coach
Yep.
in the series against the FIBA. Actually, she felt similar things. Do you recall that? I remember you talked about this stuff during the first round. And do you feel like fan behavior has improved since then?
Yeah, I remember that because I remember our players talking about it. I remember, myself, talking about it. I don't know if fan behavior has improved. I don't feel like legitimate WNBA fans are the ones that we're talking about. I feel like it's an online community. And maybe this is my privilege and my being naive, but I truly believe that it is an online community that is using our league, that is using our players to continue to further divisive, hateful narratives.
Okay, so there you have it. Congratulations, folks. She preached to you. They preached to you. Well, I can tell you this. The new fans watching are here for Caitlin Clark. I don't think a lot of people are even trying to hide that. All right, we are here to support whatever team she's playing for, provided they make the right sports decisions. But we certainly don't care about your activism. We don't care about what boxes you check. We don't care about your agenda. And now that we are watching, we can be vocal about that. That is our right, plain and simple. Whether you like it or not, whether you want to cry or not, whether you, the Indiana Fever and the NWNBA, want to try to stop people like me from talking, yeah, you've got a whole different section of fans that you have not had before. It's the only reason you're getting the ratings that you've got actual sports fans, guys like me who watch the NFL, college football, Major League Baseball, and other sports are now watching Caitlin Clark, and to a lesser extent, Sophie Cunningham. No, I'm not tuning into the New York Liberty. I'm not going to apologize for that. People are going to want to consume what they want to consume. I don't want to hear any of that. I don't care about any of that. I want to see Caitlin Clark play basketball. End of story. I don't want to be preached to. No, I'm not going away. We're not going away. You can't force people to go away. We know your lifestyle. We don't care about it. We don't want it shoved in our faces. You got 2/3 new fans. If they cared about that crap, they would have been tuned in for the last 20 years. Once again, we're back to if you haven't always been a fan, we don't want you as a fan. This league is wild. It is wild is what our league will continue to be about. And we will continue to compete at a high level, hold ourselves to a higher standard, continue to be on the forefront of social norms, and we will continue to support one another collectively as a league. Players, coaches, staff, support staff. This latest WNBA controversy has created another wave of debate, and it's clear that fans have very different reactions to how everything has been handled. The conversation has expanded well beyond basketball, and that's exactly why so many people are paying attention. This whole damn situation has turned into an absolute circus. Many viewers believe that Stephanie White's public comments sent a message that disappointed a portion of the fan base. Whether that was her intention or not, the reaction online has been significant. Some fans feel that the focus should have been on Caitlin Clark and the challenges surrounding her season, while others believe Stephanie White was simply defending people she knows, including Alyssa Thomas. And that's where people start calling bullshit, saying the priorities seem completely off. The media response has also become part of the story. Different television networks, news organizations, podcasts, and YouTube creators have covered the situation from different perspectives. That has led many fans to compare how outlets such as ABC's Good Morning America and Fox News approach the story involving Caitlin Clark and Alyssa Thomas. And holy hell, the differences in coverage have only made the arguments even more intense. One thing that is difficult to dispute is Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA. Television ratings, ticket demand, and overall attention surrounding the league have increased dramatically since her arrival. At the same time, Sophie Cunningham has also attracted a loyal following, and many fans have become invested in watching both players compete. That's not some fucking opinion. That's the reality everyone can see. Another issue being discussed is player safety. Some fans have questioned whether enough attention has been given to online harassment directed at multiple players. Sophie Cunningham has been mentioned in these conversations, and Michaela Hines-Allen has also received criticism online. Many supporters argue that every player deserves protection from threats and abusive behavior, regardless of who they are. No player should have to deal with that kind of bullshit. The debate has also highlighted broader questions about what fans expect from professional sports. Some viewers prefer the focus to remain almost entirely on basketball, while others believe players and coaches should be free to discuss issues they consider important. Those different expectations have become part of the larger conversation surrounding the WNBA, and it's creating one hell of a divide. For the Indiana Fever, this puts even more attention on Stephanie White and every public statement that comes from the organization. Fans naturally expect coaches to support their players, especially during controversial moments, while others understand that coaches often have relationships across the league that can influence what they choose to say publicly. Either way, every damn word gets picked apart. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark remains one of the biggest stories in basketball. Every game she plays, every injury update, and every headline involving the Indiana Fever continues to generate enormous interest. The same is true whenever Alyssa Thomas or Sophie Cunningham becomes part of a major discussion. The attention is absolutely fucking massive. Whether you agree with Stephanie White or disagree with her, one thing is obvious. The WNBA continues to attract more attention than ever before. Every comment is analyzed, every interview becomes a headline, and every controversy sparks another round of debate among fans. The nonstop drama is crazy as hell. At the end of the day, the biggest question is whether the league can continue growing while bringing together fans with many different viewpoints. That's a challenge every major sports league eventually faces, and it's a damn difficult one to solve. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you agree with Stephanie White's approach, or do you think the Indiana Fever should have handled the situation differently? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more WNBA coverage. And seriously, tell me what you think about this whole damn mess.